Hello everybody, Cyan Crocomire here, back at it again with the same crappy recording camera. But you know what I'm not back at it again with? The same studio. No, it's being used for other things, and every pseudo studio around it will have noise. So we're upstairs, in a place that I don't think has ever been shown on camera before, but you will know of it as the place with the navy blue rug and giant teal fluffy thing in the background. Now, I've been gone a very long time, and I apologize for that. School started up again, and I have a lot of schoolwork, so like, there's nothing I can really do about that. So my time was being spent on other things, but I have made some interesting Bionicle MOCs. This is one of them. This would be Umarak, the Red Revenant. The other is Drone 7 upgraded. I'll show him off in a later video. I also have to beat FNAF World. I'm not feeling up to it because it's just going to be an endless cycle of pain until I actually do it. I need a lot of spare time for that, and I was thinking about doing it today, and then I got distracted with Pokemon. Pokemon Showdown, that is. I also thought about recording Pokemon Showdown, but my computer's been having problems even running the game, so I'd have to run the game and snag it, which, if you know, which you probably know from Pokemon Uranium, is a terrible recording program. Then there's Pokemon Uranium, which I could upload. I just need to figure out time to do it. And then there's one more video I have coming that is going to be specifically on October 8th or 7th. If I somehow have enough time before October 7th to make the video, then I'll upload it on October 7th. But I doubt it, so it's going to be uploaded the Saturday after October 7th or October 8th. The reason for this is because October 7th is when Five Nights at Freddy's The Sister Location comes out, and I wanted to do a speed edit of Funtime Freddy and Funtime Foxy adventure versions in, well, to commemorate it. Mainly because the ones I've seen... Alright, let's try this again. Camera said it was at full battery. I record for like 5 minutes, and then it says it's out of battery. I seriously hate this camera, but I hope this should be enough to at least make it through this video. As I was saying, speed edits for Adventure, Funtime Freddy, and Funtime Foxy. Freddy has had... I've seen some good Adventure Funtime Freddy edits, not any Funtime Foxy edits, and I figured, well, I'm pretty good with my program and art in general, so I know what they all did wrong, meaning that I can prevent it, so I figured I'd try my hand at it. So that will be coming October 7th or 8th, but for now we have Umarak here. So this is the actual video. This is going to be a how to build, story behind it. The how to build is actually really simple, mainly because it's just Umarak with some extra things on it. So let's get right into the news. So this is Umarak without any of the armor on. So this is just him as a skeleton. So, first I'm going to explain what sets you need to build this. Majorly, like the sets that take have a lot of pieces taken from them, you need Umarak, of course, regular Umarak. No, you don't need regular, not regular. You don't need, Umarak the Destroyer at all. So you need Umarak the Hunter, 2016 Tahu, he's used a lot, 2015 Galley, and Maskmaker vs. Skullgrinder. Then other pieces are gotten from all the Skull villains except Skull Warrior. Skull Scorpion has his legs as the horns. Skull Slicer has his claw thing as his toes. Oh, what was that? Just flung an armor piece somewhere. And who's the last one? Basher. Basher has... you need Basher for extra gunmetal armor. That's another thing I tried to do. If you're making a red Umarak, look at the mask. it is not red and or translucent orange, and black, it is translucent orange and gunmetal. So this is a MOC that has been done before, pretty much just trying to build a body around that recolored Umarak mask from Ekimu the Mask Maker. That's another set you need for the mask, of course. Yeah, people have made it black, or they've kept like the brown and the tan. Like I can understand keeping the brown and the tan, but they made it primarily black, so the only gunmetal on it was the mask, or maybe some extra armor, but no. Yep, the waist would be the extra gunmetal, but anyways, I think that's all the sets you need. Oh, 2016 galley is used for a part on the bow. And there are some extra bits that, I think all come from Quake Beast. I used Quake Beast and Storm Beast, but I think they all appear in one. Anyways, so let's go over what I changed. First off, I give him yellow eye stock for no real reason. I just felt it contrasted with the rest of the orange. Because it's perfectly fine if you decide to keep the orange or give him blue. But anyways, next thing is these new horns. They are Skull Scorpio legs, and they use that piece, so no more antlers. This piece right here, that is a recolor. It should be green. It's now black. The hands used to be red, or black, sorry. Now they're orange. These pieces used to be green as well. The legs definitely changed a lot, so it's gonna break off this leg to show it off. So you keep the friction adder. You put an eye stalk here instead of a dark red Borak eye. I think that was what originally went there. You put an eye stalk. And then you may notice this thing right here. That is not normally there, and it's used to give armor to his lower legs. It's pretty much, you put a Hordika neck in the middle there, like on that spot of the L piece, and then you take these two things and put them together, and then you line it up with another axle that goes through the lower Hordika neck, slide it through, and now it won't move. You can put armor on the lower leg, and you get the piston leg as well. So, hooray. And then you use, okay, I guess this is where Skull Warrior comes in. So actually you do use him. You use him for these claws that are normally green. You can also use Eek here. And then the middle claw, you could just use another one of these. I decided to go for the bigger claw from Skull Slicer. And the rest of it stays exactly the same from regular Umarak. Oh yeah, this piece that was normally brown is black now. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. So now let's put some armor on him. The armor has definitely changed. So we'll start with the constants, which would be these Shadow Trap shoulder pieces, except you now put Skull Spider legs on them. I was trying to incorporate all the gunmetal I could. But yeah, you just put those on the shoulders like you normally would. And then I have the chain and the eye attached to it. The eye, and then this extra little piece that goes on the foot. I guess we'll show that off after this. They came with Umarak, but they weren't used for anything. They were pretty much used if you want to take off his toes and his Shadow Trap pieces, and you can create a Shadow Trap from it. It's this piece. You can just stick that. You can either stick it on the foot, like right there, or you can stick it on the back of one of the shoulder trap or shadow traps right there, or you could stick it on this Unity piece, that Unity thing right there. Then you wouldn't actually need this light blue piece, though. So I'll just stick it on the foot. You can also, I guess, you could also put a red axle in it and attach it to that Hordika neck. That's also an option. I'll stand Umarak there. Then you have these pieces. So, generally in armor would have like 2 studs, and you would put it on the 2 holes. So it would look like, I might get in there, like that. Well, that's too big. It won't fit under the shadow traps. So, you put it 1 armor down. So it will move, but it won't move that much. So pretty much this bottom hole is exposed, or this bottom peg is exposed, and the top, like assuming this is the topmost hole on the armor would be exposed. And you just stick those. Did I do it wrong? Wait a second. Alright, so, I mean, you can fit it, but you can't move his arms out. I think you can also flip the base armor upside down, and it would still work. Anyways, you do that twice. And this is not how it should be. Why is it like this? There you go. And then, oh, I took out the eye stalk on his leg. Boop. Like that. Next, torso, or yeah, chest armor, just Kulta's chest armor. Put it in like that. Lower arm armor. These pieces, black spikes on them. And then back armor is the same piece. Like that. Did I do something? No? No, I'm good. Okay. I thought the spike was lower down. It isn't, now that I think about it. Then you have these pieces from Galley. I mean, I guess you could also swap out some of these pieces if you have, like, Gunmetal Hero Factory sets, or just other CCBS sets in general. I don't, so I had to work with Bionicle pieces. Then you take these pieces, which do utilize both holes and pegs. You stick it on the lower leg. If you have it straight, it should connect like that. If you have it bent, it'll still go in like that. So, you want to try and rest it up on the rather thick leg armor right there. Get in there. There we go. And then you have these 2 black pieces, and you put those there on the pistons. If you don't like the pistons looking that thick, take them off, or just get rid of the pistons in general. I don't think they actually need to be there. You can, actually, what you could do is just replace them with regular leg joints, or like limb joints, and stick the armor on there, and you won't even need to do that complex build. I really don't think the pistons are that necessary. Now we move on to weapons. So this bow hasn't changed much, but it has changed a bit. First off, this is how you construct it now. I really don't remember how it was constructed originally, so sorry, but now what you want to do is in here, you put a blue pin in there, and this piece, which I know was originally used on it, I just can't remember for the life of me where. It might have been reversed, but you do that, so now the bow can actually move up and down in his hand, which means that if you were to angle the arm holding this side way back, he can point the bow forward with both hands. And then the back of it looks like that, and you use this silver piece from Galley 2016, among other sets. That's what I got it from. You don't need to use it either, I just thought it was a... It was the only recolor of the, I think it was like originally brown. It was the only recolor of that I had, and it fits. So, and then the sides, normally it would be this. Well, now it's axle connector, red axle, protector of fire sword thing. That also comes with Tahu 2016. I used Tahu 2016 a lot more than I thought I would, but yeah. Oh, and another set you need? Lava beasts for these swords. But, just stick the bow in this hand. Yeah, that's the Umarak shooting hand. And you can dual wield the bow, which is probably how it should be. And as I mentioned, you can now point it forward if you angle the arm way back. Kinda like that. I mean, that's pretty much forward, right? Yeah. Yes, I did keep the waist feature. What I could have used like a beast torso, I guess, but no, I just used Umarak's torso. Kept the waist feature. It wasn't hurting, was it? Anyways, then you take these two lava beast swords, stick a black axle in there, bring it down there, and get the ammo clip out of the way. By the way, the ammo is orange. Of course, I got that from Protector of Fire. So there's actually a lot of sets that you need, but most of them are just minor parts that you can probably get from other sets. And then, to top it all off, you put a Culta horn in there. You don't need it there, I just think it looks cool. It can kind of hinder posability, so if you want to take it off, then be my guest. It's not necessary, I just think it looks cool. And there he is. That is pretty much how you build Umarak for Red Revenant. So, the concept behind him was pretty much, I have this recolored Umarak mask that doesn't fit with Umarak in the slightest, how can I use it? And camera is slanted. And then I saw, there's actually a few of these on YouTube, if you know what to search. If you just search, like, Red Umarak, you'll come up with, like, maybe one result. They go by tons of names. I've seen Red Umarak, Fire Umarak, Umarak the Undead, Umarak Culta, Skull Umarak, Lava Umarak. I think the most well-known one is called Umarak the Fallen. And then there's just, like, people that have just sort of recolored Umarak and not really done an original MOC. I wanted to do an original MOC. And so I did. Canon-wise, technically, I don't actually know most of the Bionicle 2016, or just the G2 canon in general. I watched, like, the short 2015 films. I did not watch Journey to 1. But I know the ending of Journey to 1, kind of. So from what I understand of it, feel free to point me out if I'm wrong. I encourage it. But from what I can remember, Makuta died. Oh yeah, spoilers, I guess. Makuta died, and Matoa went back to wherever they came from, leaving only Ekimu and Umarak. Umarak went to look for like Makuta's mask or something, just trying to revive him. And Ekimu did whatever. So, what I say happened is, afterwards, Ekimu tracked down Umarak and killed him, but Umarak's spirit bonded with that of Culta, the Skull Warrior, and thus created the Red Revenant, Umarak. And now his main goal is, if you don't know what a Revenant is, it stands from Undertale. If you don't know what I mean by that, a Revenant is pretty much someone who died, and then they're revived, and they have all memory of their past life, and their only goal is to track down and kill the person who killed them. And that is exactly what Umarak is doing, is trying to track down and kill Ekimu. And he's a lot better equipped to do it. His bow is pretty much the same, but he also has 2 swords this time, and longer, and not shabby looking. He also has a shadow trap that can be created from pretty much taking his shoulder pads, just taking them off, connecting them together, use the part on the foot, use the skull spider legs as their legs, and then put the eye and the chain on either side. But I'll show you what he looks like with his swords. One of them will probably keep the black pin. Doesn't really matter. And then the bow can be stored somewhere. You can try and fit it on the back, like the Hordika to connect the arms. Put it like there-ish. You can also put it where the sword originally was. Neither really look that great, but yeah, there he is with his dual-wielding sabers. Another fun fact about Revenants is that they always have glowing eyes, and so that's another thing that pushed me to do the much brighter yellow-greenish eyes. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have much else to say. Oh, I have one more thing to say, though. This does not mean that Umarak is not getting a drone. There is a drone of Umarak called the Drone Hunter. I did have to deconstruct it, so I will be building it up again. I'll show it off with all the other 2016 drones. And there's also some other drones. I didn't specifically do beast drones, but I did something with the beasts, so I'll tell you that much. And I'll tell you that the beasts weren't the only thing involved. And by that I don't mean Umarak, like big destroyer Umarak. He was used too, but he's not what I'm referring to. And then there's also Drone 7 upgraded. I guess Drone 7 Ultimate is another name that could work. Drone 7 2.0. Well, no, we're just getting into too many numbers. Fun fact, there's also going to be a Drone 8. And a Drone 0. They'll come in the far future, though. Drone 7 2.0, just a heads up, is pretty much the... It's Drone 7, and if you haven't watched that video, it's Ekimu from Maskmaker vs. Skullgrinder, plus Protector drones. Except the Protector drones have been fused now they've been fused with creatures. I used parts from... Well, I used the regular drones as the basis, then I used parts from the creatures, and I used some excess parts from the Protectors, so... They've been upgraded. Because I thought about doing creature drones, they don't really work. Mainly because they don't, like, very few of them actually have armor. So you can't make a drone head. In fact, none of them have armor. Except for, like... Tarak has armor, and then Melum has, like, his paws, which I guess could be a really fat helmet. But I guess I could make drone expansion packs, and then I'd have to like get rid of a function. It'd just be a waste. The 2016 drones, I'd say they do still contain a piece of Unity, so I'd just say fuse them with the drone or the creatures. Just put the creatures on them, or just put the creatures on them and take off their head and feet. That also works. I tried to experiment with Kopaka and Melum, but that's pretty much it. There's also going to be that Five Nights at Freddy's video. I also have to show off the Five Nights at Freddy's World fan art I did. Although I might actually just make a DeviantArt account and post it there. That could also work. Yeah, I guess that's it. Not really much else I can say. This is Red Umarak. I think he came out pretty well. And get hyped for Pokemon Sun and Moon. And Raticate. See you. Oh, and Buff Mosquito. Can't forget about him. But yeah. See you later. And hopefully later won't mean next month this time.